Financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Fronti.
Years ago, we probably only had 2 listeners, that's for sure. But ultimately, that's the thing is, you got guys like Kramer making all kinds of noise with the stock market. And anybody who's in the stock market that's really in the stock market tells you guys the guy's a clown. Okay? The guy's a clown. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He just makes a great show. And a great show gets a lot of viewers, and a lot of viewers sells a lot of commercials, and that's why they're on TV.
It's all about the money, baby.
I hope we don't actually, Lisa. You don't have on your list trying
listeners.
to getting Kramer on the show, do you? I think that just went out the window.
Actually, I think that probably just threw it out there. I'd be like, prove me wrong, dude.
Yeah. No, I mean he got on the show because he was one of the better traders, and now it's become a show. It's not his fault. It's his job now is to entertain and somewhat inform. I mean, there's a lot of people that watch Kramer or listen to our show that know some, but if you can give them pearls of wisdom of any kind on a regular basis, a weekly basis with our Don and Gino show, and now daily we have the National Real Estate Cafe because, like Gino likes to mention, we used to do the Word on Wealth every week, Paul.
Right.
And it was about what's going on in real estate, what's going on with interest rates, what's going on in housing. The problem is 1 week in our industry can make all the difference. It could be a 0.5% in interest rate.
Oh, absolutely.
So now we have the National Real Estate Cafe where we do a daily video blog for 2 to 3 minutes, giving you updates that day of what's going on in real estate, what's going on in the financial world, what's going on in stocks, what's going on in the housing, you name it, it goes on, and you can get it at nrecafe.com, nrecafe.com, and we have already probably 200 shows already on a regular basis.
One of the things that's interesting about when we started doing the National Real Estate Cafe is you realize you really get in tune with the reports, and you realize that the reports that are coming out, even the reports are already old news. So if you take a report that's already old news because it took 3 or 4 months to compile the data, you're already starting with an old report. Now you take something that's recycled. In fact, I saw an article the other day. I heard at our sales event that we went to on Thursday, a psychologist says he's interviewing some of the best entertainers in the world, and he says, well, I'm a little afraid to tell you this, but if there's no disasters, we kind of have some canned tapes of disasters so we could play on the news because negative sells that well.
Yeah. I mean, when was the last time that somebody tried to do that positive news? Remember, it was all positive, and it lasted all but 2 minutes, I think, something like that. Then they tried the naked news, but I mean,
we tried that in our studio.
That lasted 4 minutes.
Well, I know, and I wouldn't do it. I refuse to take my clothes off today, so it's just not going to happen, you guys.
Hey, just so you know why that matters, this is videotape. We videotaped this with 3 cameras thanks to Furman Escovedo with AP Productions. We have 3 video cameras, one on us, one on Paul, one on the entire studio. So if we were naked, now you're paying attention, aren't you?
That's right.
You probably turn off your computer, but you can see us live at donandgino.com, DONANDGINO. But you'd see that Paul's actually dressed very handsomely in a nice suit, as you always do. You're always very professional. And Paul's with Troop Real Estate, right on Valencia Boulevard, and he's a good friend of mine, and always straight up, always in the know, a true professional. And that's why we love having you on the show, because you give us a straight shoot. And I know, I love that. The thing that you brought up is, I love to touch on the fact that all this information that a lot of you are getting out there is misinformation. And we're talking the media as well as something like Zillow.
Yeah.
The Z word. You brought that up, huh?
You know what? Let's talk about Zillow for a minute. We had definitely entered the age of technology. And, I mean, even my dad, okay? My dad's 85 years old. And when my dad starts saying, hey, Google it, you know that it's reached the masses, right? That learning curve has been completed. So I have everybody and their mother going to the internet, which is fine because I think there's a lot of great information to glean from the internet. It's like going back to watching news. If you want to know the truth, in my house, my dynamic is I watch Fox. My wife watches Channel 2 CBS or CNN. And then we'll have a conversation at dinner and find out where the happy medium is and probably where the truth lies.
Right.
I think that the Zillow should be used the same way. It gives you an idea of where the homes are located, what's happened in the marketplace, but it could be up to 6 months ago that this happened because they habitually, I have information that does not come off of Zillow, or I have an REO, or not unequal to, or a short sale, or no view. Right across the street, I have an exact model match, but it says it should be the same price.
Someone died in the property, or there's all
There's
kinds
so
of
many
things.
things.
Yeah.
So it's a great starting point. But I think we've lost the fact in that we need to start to gather your information and then sit down at the dinner table with your realtor or your mortgage lender to get their side.
Get the
so
facts.
you can get and formulate a good, solid opinion that you're comfortable with.
I could agree with that. You could definitely get enough information online so that when you go into a conversation with a professional, you at least have the right questions. And I think Zillow definitely does help you at least have the right questions and say, well, I saw this property and I really liked it, and I saw this one and I see that this is kind of the range of the market, but I really like this house. What do you think it's worth? I mean, that's what the conversation should go like. So Zillow's like fishing with a net. Versus once you speak to a professional, you're hunting with a harpoon.
Well, and then you're looking at the, right on Zillow, you see estimated payment. What does that mean?
Oh
I
my
mean, here
God.
you go. Are you putting down 3% or are you putting down 20%? So
Do you have a 660 FICO or a 780 FICO?
yeah, all these parameters. So, Paul, I love that you're hitting the nail on the head that it's imperative because this is in most cases with 98% of the world, unless you're, some bigwig, you're Buffett or somebody that buys big stuff. This is probably the biggest purchase and biggest debt you will have.
Absolutely.
So it should be managed correctly. I mean, you'll spend, months and months and months researching to get the right car or the right insurance or right this to save 100 here or 1,000 here. We're talking a mortgage that can change. How you structure it could be the difference of hundreds of thousands of dollars over time.
Right. And when you get to that position, the other thing that you're going to be able to do is exhaust the differences between this is what Zillow or Trulia or Homes.com said. And now what we said to begin with, this has become more of a media show. So then it also helps you weed out a realtor professional versus a great entertainer that will say and do, and you'll know the difference. You will know the subtle nuances and be able to pick a consummate professional to represent you.
Well, Gino and I aren't great at entertaining, so we better be good professionals and really know our stuff. And that's why we have you here, Paul. You are a great professional and a much better entertainer than us. Actually, you've done that in the past. I know you have. So you are going to continue to be informed and entertained. You must stay tuned because we're going to go into what's going on in the housing market today in Santa Cruz. We let you know every week because it changes every week. And we're going to give you a little new update on the day in the life of a real estate and mortgage professional. When we come back to the Don and Gino Rose and Finance Show on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHS. Don't go away.